one of the nice things about tonight is that it's all my old friends reading, and it's nice to hear them read. In particular, Troy Harkin, because he hasn't been writing for a while. He's writing again. He's awesome. He's so funny. I'm just so delighted that he's here. And he has been writing poetry longer than Justin Bieber has been taking breaths. He's been published in numerous literary journals, and his poem Home Sheep will soon appear in cheesine.com, though not as part of Shitty Poetry Month. That is actually a good poem. He also writes nonfiction, and his work has recently been published in the National Post. He is currently completing his second novel, Red Rover. Please give it up for Troy Harkin!
Hey there. I want to thank Sandra for helping to break me of some of my shut-in tendencies. So every once in a while, like every Olympiad or so, she comes pounding on the closet door and says, "Get the fuck out of the closet!" And so I come out to a reading occasionally. I brought along a little DIY multimedia project, Scalper, and other poems. So if you like it all, what you hear, it's only $5, and it's a bunch of videos, because kind of video is what I do when I'm not writing. Does this actually work, or is it a trick? It looks like a trick to me. Yeah. So I'm just going to do this until later. That looks like a trick too, though. Anyway, I'm Troy. How to prepare poetry. Preheat oven to 350 degrees. Remove the head of the poet with a sharp implement. The cerebellum can prove toxic in the creation of poetry. Your poet will find her voice, headless or not. Leave all other organs intact. Stuff the body cavity with seasoned Nortons and unsold chapbooks. Take one onion and shove it up your poet's ass. Place poet in large roasting pot, based with olive oil. Sprinkle crumpled rejection slips, love letters, and contributors' copies on the body of the poet for extra zest. Cook for 20 years. Let sit for 5. Carve the poet from sternum to pelvic bone using the tooth of a Globe and Mail hack. Poetry will emanate from the opening, wafting throughout the room. Heartfelt recollections and confessionals will issue forth from the area between the nipples to the lowest rib. Each poem, a dewy, moth-like being, will escape from the poet. Eat immediately. Dexterous connoisseurs may enjoy these poems with chopsticks. Juicier odes of passion will spill from the loins and abdomen, and satisfy all regardless of ideology. These sumptuous poems are best eaten by hand and cupped into the palm, savored on the tongue as the lines melt in the mouth of the reader. Serve with wine and cheese. For more delicious recipes, please refer to the Canada Food Guide or the Canada Council for the Arts. I'm sort of choosing to stay seated, so I think maybe I'll just do a double take to let you know that I'm done. I noticed as I was going through the reading, I was talking to a friend, and I don't know what's going on, but even though I chose what I think are somewhat humorous poems, almost all of the poems seem to involve a death. So I know it works well here, but I thought this is kind of weird that these are the humorous poems. I'm going to have a quick swig because this one moves a little bit. This is called Scalper. Who needs tickets? You need tickets? You need hockey tickets? You got tickets? Tickets. Who needs them? Need tickets for tonight's game? Tickets. Who needs tickets? Who needs tickets? Who needs hockey tickets? Cookies. Who likes them? Who needs cookies? You got cookies for eating? Who needs them? Tickets. Who needs them? You got panties? Silk panties? Who needs panties? Who needs them? You need silk panties for tonight's game? Cookies. Who needs them? Got tickets? Panties? Reds? What goes good with reds? Tickets? Allergic to nuts? Who's allergic to nuts? Medical alert? Who needs them? Got medical alert bracelets for tonight's games? Who needs nut allergies? Who needs hockey tickets? You got them? You got Jesus? You need them? Who needs hockey tickets? Who needs Jesus for tonight's game? Cookies? Panties? Allergies? Got tickets? All right, what do you need? Now, I've got a couple of hockey poems, and they tend to be my more humorous ones because I find, frankly, as I've gotten older, hockey to be just fucking hilarious. I tend to be more of a baseball guy now. Those are my serious poems. But there was a couple of hockey-related things because I just, again, find it fucking hilarious. The first one is going out to my wife. She requested it. It's called A Postseason in Hell, Contemplations of a Sensitive Goaltender. 1. Save. I am hot now. But what is this fire? Where does the source of this heat come from? I am not alone in this frozen inferno. One shot, voila! I am burned, or the body, its own inspiration, finds salvation for the soul. I think I am beaten like an old mule, yet there it is, the puck! I have the puck in glove. What an imbecile I am. Pass, shoot, save, save, save! And eventually, score. Mon Dieu, what a jackass I am. 2. Doubts. I think I am in the coach's doghouse. Therefore I am. In practice, he ignores me like I am so much nothing. He wanted the trade that never came. Ha! He lulls me for my blunders. Screwed le pooch, he mutters. I am sure to fail. Errors whisper to me, waiting to happen. The PA, loud, distracting, intoxicating. Out there, virtuous souls wishing me well, small children in the infirmaries, waiting to die should I fail. Curses! Even lack of pressure is pressure. I feel gas, the curse of Satan. 3. Game 7. I do not want to be here, standing like a prostitute between these red poils. My purity lost, I am left to suffer the aggressions of enemies who will never understand what it is to be me. Vomit, alles vomit. How my gut churns. To lose now is to be despised. Help, Lord, I am scared. 4. Sudden death. How swift a threat is this sudden death, which lingers over us. Give me life, predictable, prolonged, and obvious, and damn this sudden death. In a flash I am blinded, screened by a jersey that covers me like a death mask. It is over. Suddenly. Yes. What an imbecile I am. This is a new one after a trip to Vegas. Influence, etc., etc. Yeah. Casino chair. The casino chair has been ergonomically designed to allow you to stay seated indefinitely. The broad-weighted base of the casino chair will allow you to drink as much as you like without toppling over. The casino chair's sturdiness will also give you an unprecedented sense of self-confidence. The red latex covering on the seat of the casino chair is guaranteed to increase both your desirability and sexual performance. You may already be aware of this. All bodily functions may be addressed via the polyvinyl tubing located underneath of the seat of the casino chair. There is no need to ever leave the comfort of your casino chair. The casino chair gently but imperceptibly vibrates at a rate of 666 kilocycles per second, stimulating both the base of the spinal column and kegels, encouraging the guest to enter a theta state of consciousness that approximates pure bliss. The casino chair loves you like no one ever has or ever will. The casino chair knows about that time after the Christmas party and understands that sometimes things happen. Anyone would do what you did. It was the right thing. You're a better you in the casino chair. You can feel it, can't you? You're a winner in the casino chair. The casino chair would watch your cats for you and water your plants while you and your wife go on that romantic getaway to the Hamptons, if it ever allowed you to get up and leave the casino, which it will not. The casino chair has swallowed your soul and eaten your internal organs, making you one with the casino chair. Do not scream. Those around you have also assimilated with their casino chair. Only when your bank account has been emptied and your credit score nullified will your remains be released and buried beneath the Luxor Pyramid on Las Vegas Boulevard. The casino chair has won. Thank you for playing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you know. I dream of jazz. Also, from a weird I had an earworm, you know earworms? Sometimes I had it while I was sleeping, and it was just this nasty jazz playing all night long in my head. So the poem's probably self-evident. You probably didn't need that, but there you go. Footnote. I dream of jazz. I dream of jazz, discordant, dissonant, scoobly, shitbop, fucktardavooty, jazz. Piss-tone plinks and poozing horns, last night's hosiery and cigarette butts and bottles lodging into the folds of my cerebellum, shards of Monk and later-day Davis coming at me like an atonal rape in a musical prison yard of the mind as Don Cherry looks on, smiling, with both hands on his gleaming horn. My hemispheres will surely be divided and every cell will scatter like Kirby dots, never to reunite, lost forever in the negative zone. And I pray for Oliver Sacks and Dr. Funkenstein to exorcise me from this evil earworm that haunts my sleep. Do it now, voody, 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 Christ-a-rooney. This was no smooth jazz or cool jazz or bebop. This was the meandering lunacy of 1,000 heroin junkies, fighting for the last fix in hell while scoring their free-form fuckwatery, setting loose a mad Magady's screeching and winged jazz beast into the skies of birdland, and my brain was the god-forsaken, shit-splattered windshield below. I dreamt of jazz, discordant, dissonant, scoobly, shitbop, fucktardavooty jazz. Pre-Christmas waiting room poem number 39. The swipey swipe of a red polyester coat like a drunken DJ scratching over ancient vinyl, and the tickety-tick of endlessly dueling needles, and the tickety-tickle of my palate every time they touch in their marathon of acoustic despair makes me wonder how many people have been murdered by knitting needles over the years while waiting for blood work to the sound of White Christmas. Truly, it is a magical time of year. My favorite poems, I think, are ones I've really become a believer in channeling, and I don't know where poems come from. I just let them come, and I think those are the best ones now, the ones that you just let happen. And this is one that just happened, and it cracked me up. But I really wish I could imitate Stuart McLean, because it would just crack me up if I could ever hear Stuart McLean read this poem. So maybe, I'm not going to try to really do it, maybe you can imagine it, but it's called Hand Job Jane. Jane's brother Dell exclaimed to her, "You don't want to call them odd jobs, because then people will think you're odd. Call them hand jobs, because you do them with your hands, see?" And this made good sense to Jane. People had been thinking her odd for long enough, she thought. So she painted up her sign and hung it in front of the shack. The sign showed a picture of a smiling, cartoony sun and moon, beaming with idiot grins. The sign read, "Day or night, rain or shine, Hand Job Jane, Merrickville's finest hand jobs." And in brackets, ask anyone. Dell, who had a habit of falling asleep drunk on the railroad tracks, died before he could tell Jane he was only kidding. And this one, a friend of mine, Anne, on Facebook, I don't know if she was drunk when she put it up on as her status for Chinese New Year, but she had, "I will become a monster truck." And I just was like, that's a poem. So I told her, okay, I've got a challenge. I saw it at like 11 o'clock. I said, by tomorrow morning, I'll have a poem for you called "I Will Become a Monster Truck." So this is it. 1. I will become a monster truck of love, and you will be my donkey boat of lust. We will sail down the river Euphrates in our well-oiled machines, fighting the zombie carts of sloth, taming their hard-drinking sailors and shaming their too-sauce sirens, onlookers, well-wishers, fist-pumpers, fishmongers, list-makers alike, sitting in stands and standing on seats, wishing they were us, the monster truck of love, the donkey boat of lust. 2. The strange interlude. The one-legged go-go dancer and the half-assed circus clown bickered bitterly and publicly like some Bertolt Brecht in the park display. His Colombian necktie was on too tight and his brothel creepers were creeping up all night. She'd had enough. She was gone in some souped-up SUV from hell, leaving him to the hucksters and their kitty corner cash grabs. "What do they take me for?" he said. The showgirls weren't showing anything that he hadn't seen. So he headed home and he made out with his Dayglow plasticine. 3. I will become a monster truck when the metamorphosis is complete. I will awake crashing through the floor of what was my bedroom, killing those below me. I will be a monster truck. Mons, 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 monster truck! In search of my donkey boat of lust. For a guy who had a concussion, maybe I shouldn't do that too often. That was last year. Here's one some of y'all know. Bob's dog Bob ate his own foot. Bad dog Bob. Bob, bad. Bad Bob. Bob's dog Bob ate supper with a kitchen news pirouette family size to go. Bad Bob. Bob, bad. Bob's dog Bob threw tactical maneuvers over suspicious mimes in WW2, the big one. He dropped rancid cheese. Bad, 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 bad Bob. Bad. Bob's dog Bob's iambic pentameter hobbled terribly after self-inflicted wounds in Indochina. Bob's dog Bob drew kickbacks from jelly sandwich heists at noon hour. They hang in the lobby of the AGO and brunch with the Vietnamese. Yes, bad dog Bob. Yo, Bob, chill dog supreme. Yo, bad motherfucking dog. Bob's dog Bob ate his own spleen and free Yorkville yuppies on expense accounts. Good dog Bob, good boy. You wouldn't understand. It's a dog thing. Before I forget, this one is for Sandra. It was a kind of a request. And it's called A.A. Milne as a Hockey Parent. So this is for you, Sandra. And I did almost forget. And I think I've looked at it once, so let's go slow here. A.A. Milne as a Hockey Parent. Now you are 6 and you're stick handling like a 4-year-old. But you're 6, a 6-year-old of very little brain. Do you recall the third period in which you coughed up the puck in the offensive zone and Piglet scored on the ensuing breakaway? This is what comes of eating too much honey before the game. Some boys would kill to be able to play like you. We can't all, some of us don't. That's all there is to it. Pathetic. That's what it is, pathetic. I'm the one that gets up at 5 in the morning to drive you here and stand in a freezing rink for an hour. You don't care how cold my toes are growing. I'm not complaining, but there it is. Oh, bother. Home sheep. Sheep don't have heaven or hell, but they do have purgatory. Good sheep and evil sheep just die, but unexceptionally bland, mundane, run-of-the-mill sheep go to an odd interballistic limbo where they are forced to jump fences in the soon somnambulistic minds of men who count these tortured souls like sleepy, sheepy, inventoric lullabies. They are known as home sheep, and they hate you. Thanks.
Another big hand for Troy Harkin, everybody. Actually, my first experience of Troy's work was when I think we both had poetry in the Acta Victoriana in like 1991, 92, something like that. And that was Bob's dog, Bob. And we were at the lunch and he read that. I'm like, who is that guy? He's going to be my friend whether he likes it or not. So that's how I make friends.